Okay, so hey everybody, Maction here, and I wanted to do a little something interesting for a very interesting game, Mega Man Revolution. I happen to be joined by Mike Crain, who's really the main engine behind the Mega Man Revolution game. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing alright. Can't complain.
Well, I thought what we'd do is just put on a little show for you guys, and as the video game's playing in the background, we'd talk about how the game felt to us, me from a player standpoint, things that were really tough for me, but of course I'm a noob, and Mike could share his insights about the game development process and things like that. And really, if we start to just talk about awesome things like video games, well, then you guys are just going to have to sit there and enjoy it. So, with no further ado, Mike, I am very curious about some of the history behind Mega Man Revolution. Where did it all start?
Well, I still had click and play back in the day. Whenever I made it, I was gonna do each level showing 3 screens at once, since you couldn't do scrolling on the engine there. Then the Games Factory came out and I overhauled it. You could do scrolling in the Games Factory, and I'm sort of glad that the project got deleted. That was like a blessing in disguise, because it was a lot lower in quality back then. And anyway, I spent 10 years just not working on it because it all got deleted, and I lost the motivation to work on it. And then one day I only had my netbook to work on at the time, and a netbook can't do much for any of you who may have not had the pleasure or displeasure of working with one. But yeah, so I figured, hey, I'll work on MMR again, and here we are today.
Nice. Well, even though I'm sure at the time it felt like a real big setback losing the earlier copy of Mega Man Revolution, I'm pretty darn pleased with, what I've got going here and what I've had the chance to play, with, of course, the exception of instant death spikes and things like that. For those of you who would like a little preview of what's to come, there's a whole lot of me failing at every single thing that can kill you instantly. So, be on the lookout. Now, in the earlier versions of Mega Man Revolution, did you still have Bass and Mega Man both as playable characters? How much of the original Mega Man Revolution is still a part of the current version?
Well, first I didn't have the idea to make Bass a playable character, and it was just Mega Man, and then I got the idea to add Bass in later, before it all got deleted. All the Robot Masters from the original survived through, but they had a huge overhaul in design because they were kind of bland. Quick Man and Heat Man were supposed to be in the roster instead of Pyre Man and Haste Man.
So I suppose a question for anybody who likes or enjoys the work that Capcom does: has there been any problem? Like, have they ever gotten upset at you for your fan work?
Capcom? No, they haven't emailed me or anything. If they would have, we probably wouldn't be doing this right now.
That's very true. But
they actually are pretty lenient with fan games. They've actually endorsed a few of them, like
Street Fighter X Mega Man?
Yeah, and that 3D version of Mega Man 2, they advertised on their website.
You know, I haven't heard about that. Hang on just a moment while I prepare to have my mind blown.
It's Mega Man 2.5D, I think it's called.
2.5D. Okay, that is going on this list. 2.5D. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of it. I just looked it up.
Nice. Well, I'm definitely going to be checking that out. Probably either between bits or afterwards. Have you seen it much? Is it good? Is it worth a look?
It's I'd say it's kind of like Paper Mario, but with Mega Man. Like it's all flat, but the levels have these 3D parts to them, and like you can go into the foreground or the background. It's kind of hard to explain, though. It's not quite like that, but that's the best I can describe it.
Well, I guess we'll just have to find out on our own. Well, I did want to ask you one quick question about the skull dudes that go back and forth from the previous little segment there.
Yeah.
Are they in fact indestructible?
Yeah. You can only stop them.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then I don't feel so bad about all the time that I came back here at the end and tried out all the different weapons. So.
Yeah. I don't even think the last weapon in the game can stop them either. I think it just makes them pause.
The ion blade, if I recall.
Yeah. Yeah, because that kills almost anything in one hit.
Gotcha. Let me see here. Okay. Now, mostly this particular thing I went through, kept getting my butt handed to me. And so I just figured, well, I've got treble boost, so I call that one a win. And went on to what I thought would be the next best boss to go with, which, spoiler alert, it's Sawman. But
that's probably the worst one you could start with Base anyway, because he's so hyperactive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good thing you were very generous with the E's and the W's and the M's.
Yeah, Ghostman's actually the one who is, well, I don't know if in damage order if he'd be considered the first. He does take twice as much damage from the Buster and the Mega Arm, but his fighting pattern makes it where you can't just spam him and kill him quickly.